Today I'm going to show you how to do a portrait painting of a girl. This portrait's a little bit more complicated than just head and shoulders. So let's focus on the first step first. The first step, I'm going to continue painting without pencil planning. The first step is very important. That is how you're going to compose it. Looking at the whole body is the shape is kind of interesting and also a bit complicated. So we need to focus on the first step. That is where you're going to draw, where you're going to place the whole figure. And I'm going to have the bottom right over here. Make one decision at a time so that you won't feel overwhelming. And if you want to do all of them together at the same time, that is just complicated. Now I'm going to put her head up in here. That's the top. And now I'm going to divide into the bigger. Now let's see the skirt coming up over here. And then from here, the midpoint is actually the elbow a little bit higher than the midpoint. So the elbow is about here. You see that? Like one step at a time. You don't have to make too many decisions. So if the head over here, I can draw the top of the head to the elbow over here and the elbow on this side. You can see a triangle. So this triangle would look like this. Focus on that. This side's a little bit higher. Right? All you try to find is some simple, very simple connections. Very simple. Now let's see from here to the top, the middle of it is about the shoulder. And let's see, it's about here. So one step at a time. That's the shoulder. And that's on the other side, that is the shoulder over here too. And then now you can see from the shoulder over here, a little tilted line connected, that is the chin. Like from here, connect to over here. Like that. So it's not that really scary. And you just need to have the confidence, one step at a time. So this is the face. Only painting into the shadow side. Only seeing the shapes. Now, since this is the real estate for the head, now I can see this will be the head coming down like this. That's the shape of the head. Now I'm going to looking for the eye is above the middle line because the angle of the camera is looking up. So this is the eye. Right. So a little bit above the eye, that is the lower part of the shadow. Now I'm gonna looking at the eye over here, the nose. The eye would be here, and the nose would be here. I'm going to set a little color. I see the mouth, I don't see the lips. So I just see this will be the mouth area, and then catch the shadow of this cheek over here. And then coming down, and I have some catch the shadow on the face by the hair. That is okay. Now I'm gonna mask the area of the shadow side on the cheek. Now this is good. The nose a little bit higher, the shadow, like that. And now the lower part of the mouth, I'm gonna keep a little the highlight of the lips, like that. This is good. Now I have the face shadow is already in place. Now I'm also going to paint a little bit around the shape of the flower. I'm going to leave the I could using masking, but I decided to take the challenge. I'm gonna leave the white of the flower like this. I'm gonna see the neck coming down over here. Okay, and the shoulder. See the chin over here, and it will be coming toward this direction, like this, to become the shoulder. Okay, now I'm gonna see the area I need to paint it on. Okay, like that. And you can see the little light shape, the little triangle right over here in this area. I'm very much use the light color wash to masking this space. Now I'm going to continue. This is still wet. This is great. I would coming back to give a little bit more definitions. I decided to give a little bit more suggestions into those shapes first before I walking into the background. That is something I just came up with. I'm going to use the masking as I'm working on with this light brown color looking at here. Be a little careful. You don't want to see too much about one area at one time too much, and you're gonna lose sight of the rest of the portrait. And I'm gonna coming over here. I'm gonna take a look at this hand. This. See. Okay, the finger over here. Take a look. There's the finger, the little pinky. Like that. Here you go. And then coming toward on this side, put the shape of this arm. And that's about right. Take a look at this, compare with the face and where they are supposed to be. Let's make one stroke coming down over here like this. This side is closer to the light side, so it look a little bit warmer. And now coming up over here, that's the arm. Okay, now I can see the shape right over here like that. That's good. Double check before you make the action like that. I'm gonna get a little bit more red. That's good. I'm gonna put it right over here. And also a little bit more red into this shape. Okay, that's good. I'm gonna have a little bit, just a little bit color for the shoulder right over here. Squint your eye if you don't see it clearly. There's a many way of planning painting, but one important thing is you need to keep your whole painting in mind when you are doing the beginning step. Okay, now I'm coming down. Take a look at the rest of the painting first. Now let's do a little more into this arm. I'm gonna have a little bit brown color, and this arm I want to complete the shape. Okay, there's the finger here. There we go. Now this is the shape of the whole arm. Keep thinking about shape and light shape, dark shape. Start from bigger shape and then go into smaller shape. And also this step, is about getting all the spaces correctly. Now, like that, and add a little bit blue color because I want this here to be a little bit darker. Look at the shape of the elbow. Extend a little bit lower, like that. Okay, a little bit Prussian blue, a little bit red. Here you go. I'm gonna have this color a little bit darker. Take a look at the shoulder. I think the shoulder can be opened up a little bit more. So I'm gonna have this a little bit wider, like this, coming down, and then make turn. Here you go. Like this first. That's almost shadow side. So I'm gonna have a little bit more red into here. There we go. Now that's this skin. I'm gonna add a little darker color on the neck over here. There you go. Now we can come back to do more and more onto the face after we getting the whole compositions under control. I'm also going to add a little this dark color over here, on the top over here, a little bit darker. Get a little bit brown color. There you go. And actually, this connect to this shadow shape on the face. Now I'll connect this brown color into the face area. So when I'm starting the painting, I want to see the whole face only has two sides, two big shapes. One is a shadow, one is a slight. Okay, you don't want to see more than that. You don't want to see the nose, inside the nose and the mouth. You don't see any of those. So you want to simplify them. Start from simple. It's very important. And coming the corner of the mouth, coming like that. And the shape under the lower lip. Okay. And the rest, I'm going to keep it later. I'm going to soften this transition. And there will be a little bit more brighter red color. And I can do that a little bit later when I come back. I don't want to spend too much time in into the face area at the beginning, because that is going to make the face quite different on the texture or the feeling, very different from the rest of the painting. Just a little bit over here. And see to catch the shadow on the face. This is a very good brush. I like this brush a lot. That's good. Now, so you see the face, it's just light side and the shadow side. And that's exactly what I want you to think about. It's not think about like too much of, oh, there's just the detail here and there's the detail there. It's not there yet. We are not in the time. We need to come back later. Okay. Okay. That for now. Okay, we're gonna continue going down on the dress, and I'm gonna pick a little bit like a little bit purplish color over here for these suggestions. Let's take a look. And the dress also light side and shadow side. This is considered part of the shadow side. Okay, Now let's keep going. Under here have a little bit blue, so I'm gonna get a little bit blue color over here. We're just drawing the shapes of the figure right now, and I'm gonna start the real paintings from the background pretty soon. So okay, I'm gonna draw the shape of the dress. Now focus on the movement, and let's see, coming down like this and then come out, but this is, you don't want to continue on that because that is the light side. And then the skirt coming down over here and coming to the bottom. That's good. I'm going to have this coming, continue into this shape, and this shape have a little bit blue, and the bottom a little bit darker. So okay, like that. And let's see, and continue coming through over here, and take a look, have a little bit more red color into here, look like a bit of purple color. That's good. Now continue looking for the shape. Like that. Nice shape. And then coming through over here. And let's see. I'm gonna keep going. On this I have a little bit more red. Actually you see a little bit skin through the dress. Okay, over here, that's a shape. Very beautiful shape. Here you go. Looking for the color, looking for the shape, looking for the value of the color. That's very important. Like this. Like that. And a little bit more blue on this side. Like this. It will come up with very interesting when you have different color. And looking for that, I'm going to add a little blue at the bottom over here, and also have a little bit present blue over here, so you can have some transitions from little blue coming to a little bit more red. Okay, small shape over here. There you go. That connect to the top over there. That looks good. Now on the top over there, and I have a little bit more red, and for the cast shadow, keep looking for shape. I know this painting a little bit challenge, but if you focus on a shape, there is a testing whether or not you'll be able to focus just looking for the shape. Okay, just don't get distracted. And okay, there's the green color. I will come back later. Add a little bit suggestions here. Yeah, there's the cast shadow of that. This considers only a drawing part. Okay, drawing with light color, and have a little bit red into here. Now mix that with quite a bit. It's darker. Now I'm going to add this darker color on top over here, coming like this, and a little bit dark color on the side over here. Now take a look. That's good. Okay, now I'm going to just use the red color and give a bit suggestions over here like that, and a very light shape. Observe, look, analyze, and then put it on the paper. Now on this side, the edge over here, I can give a little bit suggestions, the light side. And that's very interesting. Coming like this, and when you're looking at a small area, also need to take a look at the rest of the area. And I think the bottom over here can moving down a little bit. The color is still wet. This is good. We can move it down a little bit, and like this. That's probably a little bit better. So I'm going to let go some of the shape over here. Let go some of the shape over here. Okay, have a little warm color. That's the leg. I'm gonna leave a little gap. And looks like a little bit darker, a little cooler color like this on this side. And for the grass in this area, and I'm going to use lifting off to take care of that. And also a little color over here. I'm going to fill in that white gap a little bit later. Okay, the drawing of the person is already complete. It's done. I'm going to soften that a little bit over here. I think that is a little bit too dark on the top over here. Okay. This area is still wet. That's good. I'm going to have a little bit warmer color and connecting into this area. Okay. And over here, coming up, down like this. And not so dark. Soften that a little bit. Okay, like that. That's good. Now the big shape is already there. I love those warm color. And we can come back to overlay with other color a little bit later. For the edge over here of the shape of the skirt, I'm going to have it changed a little bit. I think that could become up a little bit more, like right over here. And take a look. Like this. I want it to open up a little bit and coming down over here. So that is the compositions for the person. So I'm going to soften that line a little bit before I get away from here. That's good. That's fine. I'm going to start from the sky, wet into wet, and all the way coming down. After we've taken care of the overall color compositions, we're going to come back to the person. Now let's see, the background very soft, so I decided to maybe just wet the sky first. And my paper have like about 10 degree tilted. It's not exactly flat to the table. It's not on the table like that. So now I'm gonna painting around, and it's about, don't have to touch into the figure. And I do that when I start applying the color, just other areas when I have it wet. Okay, like this, wet all the way down here. Okay, like that, coming over here. After you wet the paper, you know you already apply some water into the paper. And when you apply the color to the paper, and the color may look a little bit lighter. So keep that in mind. And let's see, I'm gonna have some Windsor blue. This color a little bit too bright. I'm gonna have the Prussian blue. I want to use this color a little bit darker and put it right over here, coming through on this side, and let the color spread to the way, however you want to show up. This is fine. I'm going to have it a little red color on this side. You see the water, the paint now coming down. I'm going to have a little bit on this side, like this, blend it over like that. And now what I want to do now, I'm going to have a little blue color over here and having it continue coming down a little bit, picking some suggestions from the reference, but you don't have to stick with what the reference is showing you. Okay, you can be creative, modify the way you want it. And I can see a little flower over here, so I'm going to leave a little white on the shoulder. So, and the top over here needs to be a little bit darker. Keep it like that. Okay, that's good. I'm going to continue to come down here. I'm going to have the Windsor blue. Use a larger brush, just go a little bit faster than a small brush. Let's see. With the outside a little bit darker, will show the white space on the skirt. And now come back on this side. And this actually the horizon line. There you go. And this is the bottom. I'm gonna coming up, have a little bit purple color, so we'll scale the red in here. That's good. A little bit red. I decided to make it just the red over here. Make it a little bit, blend in a little bit in the brush. That's good. Now I'm gonna have this just a little bit red. And I have this color connect into here. Now I'm gonna looking for the shoulder. Okay. Now it's maybe a little bit blue color into the mixture. Now I'm gonna see, take a look at the shoulder over here. I'm gonna paint it around. Like that. Now you're showing the arm. The shape of the arm, very good. Come in a little bit. That's right, like that. And the face here, that's fine. Now what I want to do now, I'm going to just clean my brush and come in here to soften the edge. I'm going to have this a little bit lighter. It's coming back over here. There you go. Now, lift up some space, make it a little lighter. And also over here, I'm going to lift up a little space like this, showing a little cloud over here. That's fine. I'm going to keep a little rough like that, that's fine, and keep a little bit more spontaneous. Now on the other side, I can come in here, just over here, lift up a little color. Here you go. I think this looks great. I don't want to disturb that. I'm gonna just keep it like this, except maybe a little light shape coming that direction. So I have a similar motion. That's fine. That looks good. So I'm gonna keep it like that. So go with the what the information now showing to you, and keep something. And like over here, I'm going to keep it like that. If I need to, after it dries, I will just come here to soften that edge. But everything looks great right now. What I want to do now, I'm going to getting into the ground. And I'm going to just this yellow color coming all the way over here and take that color. That's good. Maybe a little bit more. I don't want the color too bright in the background. Now take a look. Now coming over here. Here you go. Keep the contrast in the background a little bit softer. Mix the color, the blue color and the red color, and mix the new color and a little bit more yellow. And let's see, a little bit more yellow. Okay, if you think us is green colors, you need to notice what green color is it. how much yellow, how much blue, and how much red. You want to pay attention to the combination of that. Okay, now coming closer, and the color get a little bit darker. And then when this area dry, I would make the lifting off to create some of the details at the front over here. Now coming to the front, have a little bit more blue color now. Has some fluorescent blue. So this color would be perfect for the front over here. Now it's getting interesting. A little bit more yellow, the color brighter. Okay, at the front over there, I'm gonna have a little bit more yellow. A little bit more yellow. Like this. Here you go. Now coming in here, let's see. Looking for the shape of the skirt. Coming to this side, and also like that. Look again. There's a little skirt on the back, and like this. That's good. Now this is the first round. Now I would already have the colors everywhere. Let's take a look right at this point, and somewhere need to be darker or changed. There's something over here that looks great. I want to do maybe a little dropping in the colors later. I'm going to have that like this for now, and I'm going to switch the attentions onto the mountain in the distance. And I'm going to change this brush, and I'm going to use this number 12 sable round brush, and the color doesn't need to be very lots of water. Just have a little bit and get a little red color, and basically also gray colors, but a little bit more like gray blue colors. I'm gonna start over here. That's good. Still wet, so let it develop, and then come back a little bit later. And on this side, have a little bit more blue. Okay, like that. Get a little bit blue. That's good. Doesn't have to be that much. Like on this side, look at where the shape is. Okay, right over there. Like this. That looks great. Like that. And on this side, I'm going to add a little bit darker. Now I'm going to add a little bit more suggestions into this area. That's good. Now on the other side, a little bit blue, and I'm also going to add this color a little bit drier, less water than the previous application, like that. That probably fine. And I'm going to keep that, let it develop on its own. This is how it look. Maybe over here, lift up a little color like that. And I'm going to just leave it like that. And the front over here, I'm going to continue develop a little bit darker area. And I use the red and the present blues make it really dark. So I'm gonna leave a little bit even darker color right over here, darker color over here. I'm gonna using a little dark color first, and then I use the lifting off so I can show the contrast. This. It's good. Now I'm going to stop using this round brush. I'm going to use a little bigger with the 1-inch flat brush, and I'm going to have some even darker color. Now, here you go. Darker, a little bit thicker color. Okay, make it less water. That's good. That's a good foundation for the lifting. Gonna get a little more yellow color mixing in here. Have some middle tone. That's good. Now I'm gonna let it dry. I'm gonna change the water. Take a look at the head. The size of the head looks very proper now. Now I'm gonna use this calligraphy brush, very sharp and small enough for the details. Now what I want to do, I'm gonna start from the hair. I'm gonna mix the color. Red, have a little yellow, and a little bit more yellow. Put it over here. And now add a little bit pleasant blue. A little bit more pleasant blue. A little more. And just watch the color, how it change by adding another color into it. This is good. So I only have 3 colors. Okay. Now looking for is the bottom of the hairband right over here. Take a look at that. Okay, that's good. Not into the detail of the hair yet. Just going to come back later. What I want to do, I'm going to set another layer of colors into the shadow side. So I'm going to add a little red into here. This is good. I know this color is going to merge together. This is fine. Looking for the color in this area. And take a little bit of this. Now take a look at that. Have a little bit red. I'm going to get a little red, yellow, red, like an orange color. I'm gonna have this connect with the nose here. And take a look. And here you go. A lower part of the eyelid, like that. That's good. Now I use this color, continue, make the shadow side. Like this, continue. Coming through. And on this side, I have a little bit more blue, so I'm gonna add a little blue color. Be sensitive was the color, at the same time sensitive about the value. Like that. That's good. And then the ear also have a little bit, because affecting by the surrounding. Okay. That's the ear. That's good. And we'll come to the other side of the face. And I'm gonna get a little bit red color. That's just good. A little red. Like that. Make it a little bit softer and the edge over here. Focus one area at a time. I don't want these two colors merged together, even though the inside over here is a little bit blue color. So I just come back later for that. For now, I'm going to give it a little bit definitions of at this point, not yet, not to the mouth. I'm gonna actually take this warm color and I'm gonna coming into the chin, coming through like this. Looks good. And I have this color softly blend over. That's good. Now I'm gonna give a little first application to the mouth. I'm gonna just take the red color, make it really thin, really soft. Okay, now take a look. The nose about here and can be a little bit lower, but the mouth it will be here. And on the other side, coming over here. Keep it simple. Okay, that's good. And we're gonna keep the highlight. That's good. If you don't have this brush, use the smallest brush you have. Small round brush, that's fine. Like that. That's good. Now I'm going to have a little bit darker color, like this will be the right color, but not too dark. This is good. Add a little red in here. Okay. Now I want to see, I'm going to define the shape under the cheek, and also at the same time define the side of the nose. Like that. And at this time, I can use the same color for here. That's good. A little bit under here, like that. Now I'm going to use just the water to soften it. It's gradually coming this way. Okay, I think that can be a move down a little bit this shape. Like that, that's good. Now I want to come down to the neck. Take a look. And the neck should be this color. There you go. Look at the catch the shadow on the neck. That's good. Same color. And let's continue onto the shoulder over here. Like that. A little more. I add a little blue. Just look a little bit cooler. Let's see. Keep the color coming up. And then for the darker area in the shadow side. And also in here, here we go. I'm gonna connect the darker area over here and all the way coming up here. Now they merge together. That's good. And on top of the shoulder, a little bit more red. I just take a little red color in here. Even a little more. Now, a little bit too dark. So I'm gonna just get a little red color. Here you go. Like over here. Let it blend in. Like that. That's nice. And also use the soft color. Blend in to the top over here. And when it closer to here, and also have a little bit more red. That's good. Like that. Okay, take a look at again in here. Should have a little darker. Here you go. Now showing that the This is to catch the shadow by the flower onto the fingers. And then take a look. That actually can continue over to a little bit more red. So take a little red color over here. Like that. Now is a good time come here to give a little deeper suggestions. Right over here, that's good. Okay, on the other side, maybe the time, I'm gonna also add a little bit darker color. I think this is dark enough. Just the red and the pleasant blue and the red. Okay, right over here. Like that. That's good. Gonna have that extended. Nicely. That's good. I like that. Now I have a little bit darker color, and refine this with better suggestions. That's good. And maybe this coming up, and should have a little bit more the color like this, a little bit softly blend over. That's good. Okay, that's good. Now working on the other arm, and the same thing over here. I'm gonna define that a little bit and define the shape coming down over here. That's good. There you go. Like that. That's nice. At the same time, I'm going to come in a little bit darker purple color over here to refine the shape of the finger, like over here. But this color gradually coming down a little bit, first turn into a little red. A little bit more red on the top over here. And then turn into a little bit blue. Like this, a little bit blue. That's a nice shape. Okay, that's good. Let's apply a little green color into this shape first, and we're gonna come back to do more later. And let's see. Come back with a little bit more definitions and with the shadow. Okay, that's just good. Let's take a look at the top over here, and I have a little bit warm color showing this is the hand. Maybe over here I'm gonna give a little bit more suggestion by having a top over here a little bit darker, so showing the light side, creating use the value contrast to suggest the and this is the shoulder strap coming up a little bit. Like that. Where's the neck and the shoulder coming from? Right here. That's good. Give a little soft enough. Actually, the shoulder right over here. That's good. Now, give suggestions for the arm over here. Okay, also have this. That's good. That's all right. Now let's come back to the face. So it's always like a rotating. There's always opportunity to come back later. Okay, so you don't need to keep going and going and going, and when is even the wrong timing. Let's take a look here. That's good. Now, a little lighter of this color. Now, that's good. That's good. And then I'm gonna come to the corner of the mouth. How about that? A little bit darker. Okay. Let's see. Nice smile. Okay, use this color. Let's define the nostril and then go into the eye. Tap a little bit and tap a little bit on this side. And that's fine. Maybe on this side, on the right side, a bit too dark. That's good. Soften that a little bit. And on the edge of the nose, I'm going to add a little red color here. Like that. That actually looks good already, so I'm going to work into the eye. One eye at a time. Okay. Let's see. Where's the location of the eye? It's right here. Let's paint the iris. Okay. And where's the corner of the eye? It's right over here. Like that. And the other one, right over here. So paint the bigger shape first and then the smaller shape. And now let's consider the eye is small shape in this bigger shape of this shadow. So you don't need to rush to paint the eye. You first have the location of the bigger shape and then go to get inside of that shape and then work on the smaller shape. Now it's the eye. And then it's fine. and then the lower eyelid, like that, and the upper eyelid. And it's good. I'm going to make the corner of the eye even a little bit darker. Okay, let's take a look at the shape of the face. I want to have this a little bit expanded a little bit out, or maybe on the chin, on the neck, and gonna move it up a little bit and maybe come in a little bit more like this. That's actually will work. Okay. Now we'll look into the hair. First, I'm gonna have a little yellow color. I'm gonna make a little brown color for the hair. Like that. That's good. Now I shade it from the top over here coming down. I'm gonna make the hair a little bit higher. Okay. Shade it so you can see the highlight. There you go. Coming down here. So when you see the hair, it actually a shape of color. Like that on this side. Have a little bit darker color on the shadow side. Keep a little interest. There you go. And have a little here coming down to the side of the face. That's good. Now coming back to the top, and let's say blend it. Have some color coming up, have some color coming down. So leave the middle as the highlight. I'm going to make this a little bit softer. And the top can be even darker. Okay, that's good. A little bit darker color over here. Like that. That's good. A bit darker on the side over here. Now that's good. We're going to come back to the face a little bit later. Now I'm going to add a little bit shadow suggestion to this area for the stems of the flowers. Looking at that. Looking for a shape, especially looking for the negative shape, which is the light area of the stem. And you want some shape a little bit thicker, some shape a little bit thinner, so that creates interesting contrast. Like that. It's good. Now also add a little bit darker color over here, right under the arm, because this area is quite dark. And I have a little blue color now, gradually connected, coming down here. Okay, like this. That's good. Have a little bit red color coming over here. There you go. That's good. Very well. Now I'm looking at the bottom over here for the bottom of the skirt. And let's see. A little bit right here on the other side. And also some red color also here on the other side. Okay. Now we come to the next step. I'm going to do some lifting. I'm going to use this little smaller brush. It's number 4. It's a reshape brush. I'm going to look into the shapes inside the face. Now I'll start from the nose. I'm going to expand this. Make it a little bit, push a little bit more into the shadow. So the lifting can help you to correct some of the shape. Nose over here. Because the shape here is very small, so I need to use the smaller brush. Take a look. And on this, and I don't have to lift much over here because the cheek over here should expand a little bit more outside. Now let's do that too over here. I'm going to take a little red color. I'm just going to expand that, come out a little bit. That. And take a look at on the cheek over here, a little bit softer. That's good. On the side over here, so a little bit lighter. And that's inside over here, a little bit lighter. Easily lift up the space and give it better suggestions. That looks good. And take a look at the chin over here. This is about right. And on the neck over here, close to the neck, the jawline close to the neck, make it a little softer. And in the neck, I'm gonna soften it a little bit. That's good. And take a look at inside the eye over here. This can be a little bit lighter in the middle of the face over here. That is right above the nose. Make it a little bit lighter. Let's see. That light shape can come on the side over here like this. Yeah. A very small, soft, and you can make things a little bit clear. And now I'm gonna come to the here. Use this synthetic round shape flat brush. And I'm going to that's good. Okay, this side can be also lighter too. This side, make a little softer in a shadow area. Take a look at they're actually good already. Now take a look at the arm. I'm gonna come back to maybe use this number 12 round brush. There's a little bit bigger area now. I'm gonna have this with this soft sable hair. I'm gonna make this a little bit lighter. Just a little bit lighter, it's already good enough. And then we're gonna leave it alone and come back a little bit later. And this can move up a little bit. Sometimes a little bit change can make quite a bit of difference in the suggestions. And I'm gonna make this a little bit softer too. I need to use this flat brush. I need to lift up a little bit more. So sometimes you keep adding and adding and adding in the painting process, and you're gonna make the painting overall like get darker and darker and darker. You don't need to do that. You actually sometimes you need to get to a little bit lighter. You're gonna stop adding but taking out to create a balance. That's good. Now I'm looking at the grass. Now is the time to do some lifting. Right over here. That's good. I'm gonna do a couple lifting vertical. I have the link to this video. I have the link to this brush So take a look at enjoyingart. Come to the home page, and there's a link at the lower part of the short page. It's called Tools and Materials. It lists all the usual material that I use, the tool that I use, the brush, and other things. And so take a look at it. I know there's a very frequent asked question, and what materials you use, what paint you use, and what brush do you use. Just go to enjoyingart and look at the link, and it brings you to the product page, and you can learn about the details, so you don't have to list those information again on my website, maybe on this channel. Now I'm going to leave up a few suggestions like this, maybe a little bit over here too. There's as many ways to leave some space light, and my favorite is lift up. Okay, now coming over here. Okay, a little bit over here. Okay, a few more mark. You don't have to leave too much. It may be too much texture. It's just a few. You see how easy to leave. This paper is very similar to the popular arches. So you can use all the similar techniques that I use here. That's good. I'm gonna come back over here, use a little yellow color to fill them back to those, leave the space, because I don't want it look too dry like that. I want to have some fresh color. That's good. I'm gonna have a few grass coming up. I'm gonna make those color reactive. Get a little bit red into here, a little bit yellow. And I think more of this color. That's good. This color is good. Now I'm gonna see, coming over here, like that. That is a good enough suggestion. That's good. Maybe over here, come a little bit like this. Maybe a little line over here too. Very good. So this. And now we're gonna come back to do a little detail on the flowers and come back to do a little bit more on the face. Let's get back to the face and the hair. Okay. I'm gonna keep a little bit triangle right over here. Like this. I have the hair coming down on the side of the face. Nice. Like this. Okay. A little hair connect down to the side of the face. Nice. Like that. Yeah, a little loose here. That's probably a little bit too much. So I'm gonna soften that and let it go. Yeah, a little bit softened. Clean it. And take a look at the hair on the top. Give it a little suggestions. Don't have to give too much. And the ear can come out a little bit. I want the ear come out a little bit more. Yes. That's fine. On the other side, I'm gonna just have the red color showing the tassel is showing a little ear. Now I'm gonna just take a little red color right over here. Okay, that's good. Now looking at inside the face, I'm looking at need a little bit clear separation in this location. I'm going to work into the nose as well. Like that. Okay, the corner of the mouth, come up a little bit. Nice, smiling. And maybe a little bit lighter. That is showing right over here on the mouth. On the mouth right over here. That's good. Now up here to the corner, all the way to the corner of the nose. Now we're getting the nostril. Right over here. That's good. Now on this side. Like that. I think mix a little of the red color. And the lip over here come up a little bit. Okay. Okay, have a little bit warm color on the side over here. But at the bottom, See a little reflected light. Now come up to the cheek. I need a little bit red color on that. Have a little red color on here. Maybe even more red. Okay. Take a look, and just the red color. Also a little clear. A little red color. Coming around this side. And a little bit darker color. Have a little blue. And in this location, a little shadow. And actually, a little here coming in here. And look interesting. Like that. That's nice. Okay, on the other side, I'm going to take this color, maybe a little bit yellow. I'll take a little yellow color over here. Very soft. There you go. Like that looks good. A little bit suggestions for the hair. That's good. And maybe on the top over here, I do want to have a little bit soft highlight. A little more extended. That look better. Sometimes lifting can create a consistent look, and then by adding color, just can't achieve that. It looks good. Okay. Now that's good. Now on the chin, I can add a little brighter red color. So I'm gonna remove that. Have some brighter red color. A little bit. Okay, that's good. I'm gonna put it right in here. I see. Nice color. And over here too. Now soften this color into the shadow. I have a nice chin. That's good. That's very bright. Now, okay, and the neck, I want to make it a little bit darker. I want to have a little bit more separation between the chin. That's good. And the other side, I even make a little bit more contrast. Yes, here. Right over here. Little skinny triangle. And the face, I'm gonna have a little bit brown color. Now I'm gonna shape that a little to catch the shadow on the face a little bit better. Looks good. I want to get back the small reflected light on the face. Very small area. This kind of thing, we want to retain the texture of the paper, so definitely it's not a scratching. Scratching would create a different look of the texture. Like that. A little bit better. Now under the chin, here you go. I'm gonna have a bit of color like that. Now come back to the lip. I need to have a little bit suggestions for the lower lip. Have a little red color wrap around at the lower border. Here you go. Let's see. That's good. That's good. And here, I need to give a little suggestions showing the hair. This hair coming through like this. Now the head's showing more rounded. Now I'm gonna walk into the flower, and I'm gonna use this calligraphy brush. First, I'm gonna add a very light this with the color, a little bit gray, but a little bit more yellow gray, so like this. Probably good. Now looking for shapes, and here I want to leave the white shape. I have to do all the flowers. Okay, like this first. And just see the shape from one flower to the other flowers. One petal is a little bit darker than the other petal. Enough suggestion to showing some light shape in between. And you don't want to make this color too dark or too much contrast, because the flowers are very light flower. And I can see a little something coming up like this. And on this side's facing to the light side a little more. This side a little bit more on the shadow side. I'm gonna have a little lighter shape in between over here. Like that. Now look, better suggestions now. Okay, like that. Yeah, just looking for shapes as much as you can. Just focus on the shape. At the same time, leave enough white shape. Okay, right here. Okay. Now some areas a little bit darker. I don't want to make it too dark, just a little bit darker. Like for example, this shape. A little bit darker, showing the layering. And that's good. Now I'm gonna add a little yellow and maybe a little red. Have the center of the flower. And maybe one over here. And one a little here. One a little bit here. And one in here. Now this is good enough suggestion. Now what I want to do, if I could, I want to lift up a little petal here. You can go to the white color to help, but I try to make it simple. Sometimes I do use white, but it's not in my priority. Okay, that's probably fine. I just don't want to go too much into it. And I'm going to get a little bit darker color. Yeah, let's see. This will be dark enough color. Get a little bit more blue into here. A little bit more blue. A little bit more blue. Okay, here we go. Okay, now I'm going to have a little line coming through like this. And a little line as the shadow side. That. A little bit in the center of the flowers. And now I'm going to use the dark color and showing the hand and something behind the flower. And that's good. Like that. And right under here. That's good. A little bit darker brown color. And showing there is the catch the shadow as a continual. And have this softly extended. Yeah. Okay, that's good. I can see that there's the finger over here, a little shape. Like that. Capture that. That's good. And the darker color under the arm over here. I take this as another opportunity to reshape the arm. I need to come in a little bit. So make the arm a little bit smaller. Oh, that's good. Now I'm going to also have this blend out Very good. Now take a look at some textures on the dress. Let's see. Observe, analyze to see what's the minimum that you can do to express the thing that you try to express. So that's good. And now see, a few line like this, and I have a little shape like this, and have to make it like a deer or horse. On this side. That's good. Do the minimum. Let's show the good suggestions. On this side, the color a little bit brighter. So I'm gonna add a little bit brighter color. Like that. Okay, just a little red color. Like this. A little lighter. And the light side and the shadow side a little bit darker. Here you go. There you go. That's good. Like that. Just a little suggestions. And now, what I want to do for the bottom over here, just fill the dot. Just give some dots. Okay. I'm gonna use a little bit more rounded brush, like this. And the dot will be a little bit more rounded. Okay, just do it randomly. That's nice. Enough suggestions. Maybe give it a few lines. Okay, like this. That's good. A little bit more. Let's see how that curve and turn. So showing the contour. That's good. I think that's good. I don't really need to do the horses, but the deers at the bottom. That's good. Let's see, some area I want to have a little bit blue color. So I'm going to take a little blue color over here and the purplish blue color and showing over here. Actually showing a very nice shape. Okay. Nice color transition. Take a look at the bottom over here, right here. And underneath, right here, have a little bit separation. Yeah. That's good. And let's take one more look. And I think the background over here, I do want to have a little bit blue. I'm going to take the present blue. I want to take a little bit blue for the mountain. So I'm going to have a little bit blue over here, like that. And also the color over here on edge, I want to soften it. It looks like too much. So I'm gonna, there's definitions, definitely too much. Continue using this saber brush. Now I'm gonna tip it a little bit flat. That's good. Yeah, now a little bit better. Soften the edge. Over here, soften the edge too. I don't want that. It's showing too much like a line. And also I'm going to use the very similar color. Like a little red mixed in here. And actually I want to have it showing the sky star over here. There you go. I have to use the water to blend it. Have it come out, join the sky. I'm going to push that from inside to the outside to make it a little bit more flat. And I'm going to come one more time for the sky over here, for the mountain over here, a bit more blue. take a look at the areas at the front over here. Just give it a little bit texture. Doesn't need too much texture. Good. A little bit more red on the shoulder. That's good. There you go. Now again, make the petal. That's good. And the shoulder here. Give it a little, catch the shadow. Like this. And also over here. Also give little suggestions of this strap on the shoulder. Like that, that's fine. Now I think the painting is finished.